Okay, well, I'm not even sure how to begin. So, we took a whole carload of stuff to the thrift store. Included were several books, but at the end of July there was a large community yard sale, and we came across several books that I've been wanting. Now, not sure. I'm just gonna have to jump in. These were really good prices. They were 50 cents to $1. Some of were a couple of dollars. And they're ones that I have been wanting. So when we moved here, I couldn't bring all the books. And so a lot of these are ones that I had wanted to read, but I couldn't bring with them. And so I was like, well, they're easily replaceable. And they are. And so much as, can you get these at the library? Actually, I got rid of a ton of books assuming that I could get a lot of these replaced at the library. And while we have a fantastic library here with some amazing books, I can't find a lot of the ones that I have been wanting. Not that there's not many there that I want to read, just the ones that I had planned on just picking up here, I can't get. But this is a huge stack, and I need to get started in this, so this will be a 4-hour video. So this first one, I think everybody knows by now how much I love Gloria Welland. She wrote Homeless Bird, Juju's House, the whole Russian series, and recently she read That Wild Berries Should Grow, and I loved it. There's been a couple ones that I'm like, but for the most part, I have really loved her, and I have been trying to collect as many as I can, and I came across this one at a thrift store. This is Gloria Welland, Pathless Woods, and this is Ernest Hemingway's 16th Summer in North Michigan, which we are only a few hours away from Michigan. Ernest Hemingway is not my particular favorite, but it was written by Gloria Welland. I gotta read it, so just whatever. This was another series. I had collected almost all of the ones for this, and I didn't bring them, and they were so easily found in my town, but up here they're not easily found, and I finally found a copy, and I was so excited. These are the books that I would not get at the library because they are going to take me forever to read, and I've only found one, but I did find the first one. This is Ken Follett's, The Pillars of the Earth, and this is like how the cathedral was built and how many years, and like the whole, I'm really excited about this. We are going into medieval history this year in our homeschool, so I'm like, well, I think Mom's going to get a little education here too. Okay, moving on. This one I got from Amazon, so I wanted to be aware of that. But like I have shared before, and I even did a whole video on it, I use my Discover Card, and certain places you earn extra percentage every month, and then you earn like 1% back on your purchases. Well, I use it for all of our groceries, any medical expense, anything, and then I just pay myself back. And so some months I can get like $13, some months I have like $40, and it just depends on like how expensive the month was, you know, medical bills and all that. So this month I got this one, and this was paid for by my credits. This is A Square Meal, A Culinary History of the Great Depression, and it's been long in my cart. It dropped in price, it's back up again, but it dropped to like $8, and it's been like $15 or $16, so it was a really good deal, and I was so excited to get that. So I have that one. I have talked before about these classic starts, and so I found a couple more at a thrift store, and they were $1 each because hardbacks were $1. And I picked these up for my daughter to do this year. She turned 7, so she's going to be doing 2nd grade. And I just kind of like these things. So I read the actual Dr. Dolittle to my boys and to the other student I had. I read to them like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's not my favorite. I actually thought it was pretty ridiculous, but they loved it. They had absolute fun. So when I found this one, I was like, okay, I'll give it to my daughter. She can do that one. And then I found Arabian Nights, which is like their favorite Disney thing, especially since that's what they dance to forever. So I picked those up. Hooray. Some of these actually, like this stack, I already owned that. Not sure why it's out here. Okay, another one that I picked up from Amazon using my credit was another Reese's Book Club. So far, they have been 50-50 if I like them or not. And this one looked really good. There was a lot that I was looking at her book clubs, and I just knew that I have no interest in them, zero whatsoever. But this one is The Light We Lost. And Lucy is faced with the life-altering choice, but before she can make her decision, she must start her story, their story, at the very beginning. Lucy and Gabe meet as seniors at Columbia University on a day that changes both their lives forever. Together they decide they want their lives to mean something, to matter. When they meet again a year later, it seems fated. Perhaps they'll find life's meaning in each other. But then Gabe becomes a photojournalist assigned to the Middle East, and Lucy pursues a career in New York. What follows is a 13-year odyssey of dreams, jealousies, and ultimately of love. Their journey takes Lucy and Gabe continents apart, but never out of each other's hearts. So that one looked interesting. I'm going to try that one. And then I was at a yard sale, and I about jumped 10 feet off the ground when I saw this. I have been wanting to read this forever, trying to find a copy forever, and it's The Martian by Andy Weir. So our last name is E.I., and it has the I sound because it's German. So I typically, when I see this, I have the I wire, but it depends on if he's German or not. But this, it's about a guy that gets left behind on Mars, and I guess there's like a lot of like living science within this. So I'm not typically science fiction, but I've only heard brilliant things about how they wrote that, so I'm really interested in that. Another one that we got rid of, and I'm kind of disappointed because I want to actually read it again, it's been forever, is The Phantom Toll Blues. So I have that. These, like this stack right here, the ones, like I really want to get to these ASAP. So we'll see. Okay, so this one, I know I've had this before. And I can't remember if the reason I got rid of it was because I started to read it and decided it wasn't for me, or if I just didn't have the room to keep it. But this is by Anne Rinaldi. This is the story of one Oni Judge, George Washington's runaway slave. It's called Taking Liberty. And it's one that I keep wanting to see. I keep seeing good things about it. And yeah, I just want to read it. Here's another stack. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, a novel by Mark Hayden. And I don't remember. Okay, so this, I couldn't decide. This one was like thrown in there because I couldn't decide if this is going to be one of those ridiculous ones or really good ones. Christopher John Francis Boone knows all the countries of the world and their capitals and every prime number up to 7,057. He relates well to animals, but has no understanding of human emotions. He cannot stand to be touched, and he detests the color yellow. This improbable story of Christopher's quest to investigate the suspicious death of a neighborhood dog makes for one of the most captivating, unusual, and widely heralded novels in recent years. So I almost wonder if it's like a boy about autism. It sounds like that. So, yeah, I was just like, well, it could be good or it could be weird. I don't really know, so I got that. This one is Behind the Bedroom Wall, and this is 1942, Nazi, Who's Hiding, all that kind of stuff. Again, this was a Newbery winner, and I'm trying to read all the Newbery winners. And this is Slave Dancer by Paula Fox. So it's ex-library copy. This one I picked up from my mom, and I need to send it to her. But this is the Dickens Encyclopedia. So she has been writing books about like Dickens and Christmas and ghost stories and all that. So, and we like to watch Dickens. We're not really fans of reading Dickens. So I got this for her, and I'm going to give that to her. So kind of excited about that. And then I loved A Man Called Ove or Ave or whatever. I thought it rhymes with love, so I think it's A Man Called Ove. And I tried another one of his, or I did another one of his, and I really liked it. I don't even remember which one it was. Oh, I guess that's the other one I have finished. I tried Beartown, and I could not get through it. So I was done, and I would like to try it again. I keep hearing from people that I generally agree with how much they love it, but I just, teenagers, yeah, there's only so much of them I can read. Anyway, but I saw this one. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry, and I want to read this. So excited. Okay, and oh my goodness. I haven't even gotten close to the bottom of the stack. Okay, we need to like move this up. We're at 13 minutes. Again, this is another one that I had to get rid of. Couldn't take it all. All the Light We Cannot See. I keep seeing amazing things about this. World War II. Need I say more? World War II. Yeah. World War II. I have this one. My 7-year-old has really been into microscopes lately. She does the Lucy Science. She's done Zoe and Sassafras. No, it's not Zoe and Sassafras. That's the other. What is it? Or is it Zoe and Sassafras? Anyway, she's been doing another one. Loving it, and I saw this, so I picked it up for her. She can just pull it out with her little microscope. Have fun with that. Okay, this one was a total guess. It's kind of a cover by, but she's also been like accredited like the best historian, and again, cover by, which is unfortunate since underneath the cover is not all that great. But this is The Shadowland by Elizabeth Kostova, and Bulgaria history. So that's pretty much all I know about that one. This one I got so interested in because I like to find different viewpoints. You know, you can only read about the Wright brothers so many times, so many kids, until you're just like, I need a different perspective. This is the Wright sister. So you're going to learn about the Wright brothers through the sister. So you've got actual pictures. It's a very living way. It's definitely nonfiction, but I was reading it in the thrift store, and it's told very well. It's very engaging insofar as what I read. So we'll see how well that goes. All right. One of the thrift stores one of the yard sales I went to, I was like, who here does Charlotte Mason? Because I found the picture study, The Stuff They Left Behind, which is Ancients, which was, I had wanted this last year, but we just couldn't afford it. So I'm kind of like, yes! We're just going to have a quick go through of that, and I just knocked down, I think, some shells. So I was really excited about that. They also had, which I had chosen this year for a poet study, Enjoy the Poems, Robert Louis Stevenson. So I picked those up. It worked out great. She also had Phoebe the Spy, which I think our copy got left behind. So again, I picked that up for the 7-year-old to do this year for her school, as well as A Tale of Two Cities, an Osborne book. And so this will be the best way to do this Dickens novel, because it's Dickens. Alright, we have more to come. Alright, also for the 7-year-old, she is collecting all of the Amelia Bedelia. So we found Amelia Bedelia. Ugh. Hello. How are you?
Over to Frank's.
Yes. Okay. I had already shown Peace Locomotive which is the book that I picked up, and then somebody said, oh, it's the second book you need to get the first one, which is Locomotive, and I found it. So that's pretty much all I can say about this one. I found Locomotive, and I'm going to read both of them because I'm really excited about that. This is by Jacqueline Woodson, who wrote Brown Girl Dreaming. And so this is a free verse. If y'all don't know, free verse is just super hard for me to get through because I just want the story. But we're going to try this. It won a Newbery Honor. It actually won many things. New content inside. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I have this one, and now I have Locomotive. We'll just have a Jacqueline Woodson marathon. The other thing I have is The K, and this is about two guys that are shipwrecked and living on a raft, I think, and then they end up in on an island. And that's pretty much all I know. Again, another Newbery winner, and I picked it up for my son to do this year. So he is going to be 12, and I thought this would be really good. He went over to Frank's to help him. Okay, this was a National Book Award finalist. This is One Step from Heaven, and I am trying to collect more Japanese, Asian culture books. So this one's actually Korean, and this is about a Korean who's migrating to America. So I always try to find things like that because I think it's good to have a perspective of when you leave your home and you're thrown into a different environment, like what all is there and how can we help somebody else and so on and so forth. So that is A Step from Heaven, and it's just by Anna, A-N-N-A, so maybe, yeah, yeah, it's Anna, but it's Ann and then Na. So typically when they would come over here, they would take an American name, so I wondered if she did have that. But she was born in South Korea and grew up in San Diego, California. A former middle school English and history teacher, she is critically acclaimed author of A Step from Heaven, which I think is, yeah, this one, The Fold, and Wait for Me. She lives in Vermont and teaches there and has all this and does all that. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I picked this one up, and it's kind of interesting that I did, because I was like, well, I don't really need it. And then we're finding out that a lot of people in our town are homeschooling, and they're trying to find stuff, and I was helping somebody put together a curriculum idea, and I was like, well, you could do this, and so this might actually be going to her because I don't remember why I got it. I don't really need it. But God must have known, so I got that one. I think it was like 50 cents. Rascal. We used to have Rascal, and then just, you know, there's only so much you can take. But we had a huge invasion of raccoons this spring. We were trapping like 4 to 6 a week. Just because they were in our area, and I think my 8-year-old boy would be ready to read that. I think he would really get more out of it than what I read it so many years ago. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words on that. I'm sorry. I think my 8-year-old would like that. Then I have In Their Own Words, Pocahontas. I've been trying to find different in their own words and just kind of building that all up. My 8-year-old, his name is Ben, or Benjamin, and so our library does have this, but since I'm going to be using it for school, and since I allow a certain amount of minutes, believe it or not, my boys don't go past their minutes if it's a school assigned book. If it's something that they would pick up on their own, sure, but not school assigned. So we're going to be doing this. It's The Astonishing Life of Benjamin Franklin, told through his mouse. But my 8-year-old loves Andrew Clements, and so I found a Andrew Clements. This one is no talking, and so we picked it up. Frindle was really good. And then last for this stack, so this, no, there's not, never mind. I found Pax. I'm so excited about this one. This is, I think, thought it was World War II, but maybe it's not. It's like brand new. Yeah, so a boy that rescues a fox, and they're like inseparable until Dad has to leave for war, and he has to release the wolf into the wild, or the fox into the wild, and it's kind of like a incredible journey, but through a perspective of a fox. So really excited about that one. I've only heard good things about that. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. Again, another one, gave up in California. I've been wanting to read Dragon Wings by Lawrence Yep. I think this is like building the Continental Railroad through the eyes of the Chinaman, which I think we need to learn more about, talk about different slavery. I think that is one that needs to be discussed more. We have a bear called Trouble. Again, it just looked like something my 8-year-old would love. And this is about a 10-year-old. Jonathan loves animals so much he sees himself inside their bodies. He loves to spend time at the Alaska Zoo, where his father is a keeper. But Jonathan likes to watch animals in the wild too. He tracks a wandering, hungry brown bear cub until one day, the wily cub, which Jonathan has nicknamed Trouble, breaks into the zoo. When the bear accidentally kills Mama's goose, Jonathan's favorite animal, Jonathan sets out to get even with Trouble. So I will probably pre-read this, but I think it's going to be a really fun one for my 8-year-old. This one is The Color of My Words, and the artwork on this is really interesting because as the paper drops, it becomes like a bird flying away. And this is about the Dominican Republic. And so again, I'm always just trying to find different countries, books about kids from different countries. I Survive, which we actually ended up having. I never know, so if I find them for 25-50 cents, I pick them up, but apparently we have that one. Okay, this is the one I got rid of because I was like, oh, this is so easy to pick up at the library. Our library actually doesn't have this one. And a friend of mine said I should read this, so that will be coming up here very shortly. Mark Twain. I have been falling in love with Mark Twain. The problem is that I actually do not like Tom Sawyer, and I do not like Huckleberry Finn. Actually, I need to try Huckleberry Finn again. I haven't even tried it. But I've tried Tom Sawyer so many times and I'm just done. But I have been loving Roughing It. I loved A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Mark Twain doesn't pull any punches. If there's something ridiculous, he makes fun of it no matter what. If it offends anybody, he points out the ridiculousness of anything. No respect of persons, that's what I'm trying to say. And he just does it in a humorous way. So I found Life on the Mississippi. I think this will be kind of another one, just tell it like it is. And he's kind of interesting on that one. This is A Girl in 10,000, and I don't remember. I think I got it because it was in a dollar bin, and so I just did it. It just looked like something I would like. What can I say? I'm old-fashioned. We have Portraits on Hispanic American Heroes. Again, just kind of something I like to read one or two during like morning time. Again, going into medieval history, I found Knights in Shining Armor by Gail Gibbons, who is a phenomenal author. This one I've had in my Amazon cart forever. I've been trying to find this book secondhand. Finally did, and it is Black Potatoes, the story of the Great Irish Famine, 1845 to 1850. Patricia Riley Giff did the Nori Ryan story that kind of told a lot about this, and that was really good. But I've been wanting this book forever, and I found it. I also found a biography on Giuseppe Verdi, which I would probably read to myself and then just retell with the children. Don't think I would want the children to read so much about Giuseppe Verdi. If you know his story, you know what I mean. But I also have, along with that, I have a Vermeer. So again, really interesting, but this is artist, so let's try to keep this G-rated. Exactly. Yeah. That one's pretty good. Plate 6, A Girl Asleep. They were so creative with their titles on the... But he is more known for Girl with a Pearl Earring. That's kind of what he did. Here is Girl with a Red Hat. Like I said, pretty creative with their titling the artwork. We have one more stack. Okay, so I loved so much Gentleman in Moscow. A Gentleman in Moscow. I loved it so much. And I wanted to know more of Russian history. Especially with, what is the name? The whole family. I can't remember. What is they're called? The Romanov family. I wanted to know, like, how this all led up, how it went from that to communism, like, the whole shebang. I want to know. Well, at one of the thrift stores, they had all these books out, $4 a piece, and there was a lot of Russian history, so somebody was really interested in that lately. So I found 1917, Russia's Year of Revolution, a brief history for this old thing. So I have that one. This is From Splendor to Revolution, the Romanov Women, 1847 to 1928. Again, that was $1. Huh. Except the guy's from California. Interesting. Life at the Court of Anna Anderson, a Romanov fantasy. So again, this is all just Russian history, y'all. The Romanovs, the final chapter, except this, I think it's this one? I don't think it's this one. I think it's one of those. Okay, so this one just kind of, in 1991, they found 9 skeletons, which I believe to be the Romanov family. But in one of the other books that I showed you, maybe this one of the Romanovs escapes. Yes. So it's a girl was dragged out of the river, and it was believed to be a Romanov that escaped the massacre. And it's just like this retelling of it, if that would be true or not. We don't know. Democracy in America, who wrote Tocqueville. Someone actually wrote a biography on Tocqueville in America. So this thing is like a hunka-munka chunka. Take a decade to get through. But for $1, yeah, I picked that up. So I can't really say much more about that. And then at a yard sale, there was a young woman there who was about my daughter's age, and a lot of these books came from her, and just ones that she really liked, really enjoyed. And so I was just, sending pictures to my daughter saying, what about this one? What about this one? So this one is the Hidden Summer, and it's kind of like, what I likened it, and reading the cover, is it's kind of like Anna and Diana when they're forbidden to see each other, but they're kind of crossing paths, and they still remain loyal and steadfast. That's kind of what I get with this one. So, just how they remain steadfast friends, and despite the falling out that the mothers have, or whatever. That's what I have. I read this one, loved it. I think my daughter is ready for it, and will probably enjoy it. So yeah, Penny from Heaven, really cute. I think this is about a girl that recovers from polio, or had polio, or her mom's afraid of her getting polio. Her mom's afraid of her catching polio. So she does actually, but she's been like sheltered. And so all that stuff, again, for the 7-year-old, little ballerina book, little fun, I think it's a Lisborn. Yeah, little Lisborn. Pick that one up. This one was actually the reason that took us to the yard sale. There was pictures of what they were selling, and my daughter saw the set, and she wanted it so bad. She read the first one, loved it, and then they had the second one. And that one is Deep Blue. It's about a mermaid. That's all I can tell you. I know that she and her cousin, my niece, write each other about this because they love it so much. And then there was the second one. So there was $5 for both of these, which is cheaper than I could pay at Second Price Books. They had this one, so The Great Wheel, and I don't think we've ever read it. Oh, I know what it was. Our heritage letter was about the Ferris wheel, and so I was like, oh, this would be great. We should do that. And then this one, I think I got for me. Maybe I got it for her. Oh, it's a Thomas Nelson. Maybe I got it for both of us. I'm not really sure. But Beth Webb Hart, Love, Charleston. And it's by Thomas Nelson, which is-ish known for their Christian work. This is just something I thought looked really interesting. Kind of like a sibling, sister thing. That's it. I'll have to show you this stock here, but just know it's pretty big. I don't even We're gonna be busy over the next couple of years. I mean, some of these have nothing to do with me, like this little stuff here from the 7-year-old. When she's done, we can pass it along. Well, some of them I probably will save some for my son. Some of these, again, for the daughter. Some of these. What can I say? I'm a bookworm. Book nerd. Bookworm. Alright. Hope you enjoyed this. Here's some titles. I'll see you next time.